Hi there, my name's Albert Aldridge, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you step by step how I got from 15% body fat to 8% body fat in 6 months. That's what's coming up. Just before we start, if you'd like a free weight loss calorie calculator ebook that I have made for you, it's the first link in the YouTube description. But if you'd rather skip to the main content of this video where I tell you step by step how I got from 15% body fat to 8% body fat, then I will have put a timestamp up on the screen so you can skip ahead to that. If you are new to the YouTube channel, welcome. It's great to have you. My name's Albert Aldridge. I'm an online qualified nutritionist and I make videos that help to educate others, but they're also entertaining at the same time. And all my videos will teach you about how you can lose fat optimally around your current lifestyle, following a flexible dieting approach, making sure you get at least 0.8 gram to 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight each day, at least 5 portions of fruit and vegetables per day to achieve your minimum daily micronutrient and vitamin mineral requirement, and then you're basing your diet 70 to 80% of the time on complex carbohydrates, lean protein sources, healthier food choices, and then 20 to 30% of the time you could still include alcohol, chocolate cakes, biscuits in your diet, things that you really enjoy, and you can still get shredded. Or you can just tone up a little bit, lose a bit of weight, lose a substantial amount of weight. I promise you, a flexible dieting approach I teach others how to do is the most optimal and sustainable way you're going to be able to achieve a lean toned physique and keep it in the long term around your lifestyle. If you're interested in that kind of thing, I would appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell just below this video, because that will really help to boost my channel. Finally, quickly, within the weight loss calorie calculator ebook, there's a step-by-step guide about how you can work out the amount of calories and macronutrients you need to start losing fat today. There's a 6-pack abs workout program, a free cardio workout program where there's a series of circuits I've made for you which you can do at home or at the gym, and then finally there's some more bonus resources at the end where I've made some videos which, when you've watched them, you could take the knowledge you get from those videos and apply that knowledge when you're constructing your own nutrition plan. Now to move on to the main topic of how I got from 15% body fat to 8% body fat in the space of 6 months. It's actually quite easy. I will tell you now, a lot of it starts up here. You've got to be very patient with yourself. You've got to tell yourself, I'm going to take my time with this process. I'm not going to follow what I see online when they say drastically cut your calories so you can lose weight as quickly as possible, because I want to keep and retain the muscle mass that I have, or I want to build muscle tissue as I lose body fat, depending on how much training you have done in the past, or I've done in the past. Depending on how much training you have done in the past. Because if you lose weight too quickly, you will experience muscular atrophy. That is the thing. To change that mindset, get focused on the task and go for it. To give you the bit of the story about how I got up to 15% body fat, I gave a dedicated amount of time, I think it was about 1.5 years, to bulking up. So I went from roughly 140 pounds, 150 pounds, all the way up to 198 pounds. Again, done over a long period of time. I probably did it quite quickly, on the quicker side for a natural athlete, because again, I was still learning my knowledge back then, because that was towards the very start of my fitness journey. I did gain a lot of muscle and body fat at the same time, probably more body fat than I needed to, but I was learning from lots of different people online and from looking at university scientific journals. I got up to 198 pounds at the end of my bulk because I really wanted to hit the 200 pound mark, because I'd never been that weight before, and I was doing strength training 5 to 7 days a week. I think it varied throughout the time period I was bulking up to get to 198 pounds. I was following a power building split, so I was basing my workouts on the squat, deadlift and bench press, as well as overhead press from time to time, and I did do some workouts which was just like a straight arm day or something, really focusing on the compound movement at the start of my workouts and then really ramping up the intensity and lowering the rest times between exercises after this main compound movement. Cardio, I was very active because I was going to and from uni a lot, roughly walking 4 to 6 miles a day during the week when I went to university, and then on my rest days I usually went for a 3 to 4 mile run. I'm going to link a video in the YouTube description which is my Super Fat to Super Fit series I made at the start of my cutting phase when I was about 15% body fat. And then in that video it takes you through and I explain about what my approach has been for the first few weeks of my dieting phase. Go ahead and watch that as well, because you'll be quite interested to see what my physique looks like at that point where I've just started dieting to go down to 8% body fat. You'll hear me explain in that video though about how I got my calories up to 4,800 because I didn't bump up my calories really quickly when bulking up. I did it very, very progressively, so I minimized the amount of fat I could gain. Again, I think I could have done it more optimally, but I was still learning at that point. But I got my calories up to 4,800, and then I took 500 away to start off the diet, which was fine. And then I explained in that video, but I took away 200 calories week to week. Now I look back at that, I think I could have taken the diet even slower to retain more muscle mass and retain more strength throughout my diet. I don't think I needed to take 200 calories away week to week throughout the first phase of my diet, which was a couple of months. I explained in that video, but the first couple of months I almost used as a reverse dieting phase, and then I really went for it with the diet, but being much more incremental with how I reduced my calories and doing it more slowly with the reduction of calories, about 50 to 100 per week or even per month. Also in that video you can get an idea of what the workouts look like, and the videos around that period of time you'll be able to see what types of workouts I was doing, but I really focused on making sure I maintained as much strength as possible whilst getting down to 8% body fat. And honestly, it did go pretty well for the, say, first 2/3 of that diet, because I was either maintaining strength or slightly building on it, because I had to make sure I periodized my training very well so I wasn't too fatigued. If I did deadlifts the day before squats, that would be absolutely ridiculous because my lower back would be fried to do squats the day after. So I made sure I switched them around. I varied up my rep ranges, but I think I mainly focused on doing 5 sets of 3 or 5 sets of 5 with my main compound movement. So using a heavy weight for a lot of sets in order to get the heavy weight for my central nervous system in, to let my body know that I still need to keep all this muscle that I've built whilst I'm dieting. But I also did all the hypertrophy training, fatiguing specific muscle groups in the 10 to 12 rep range, sometimes 15 reps, sometimes 8 reps, in order to keep on trying to grow. I was training between 5 and 7 days a week again during the starting phase, but after 2/3 of the diet had been completed, that's when I really started to see quite a decline in strength, just because I was going from 10% body fat down to the 9-8% body fat range. That's when I really noticed that I felt cold a lot more often. I felt quite lethargic throughout the day, and sometimes motivation wasn't there. I always did my training because I've got that habit ingrained of doing my exercise, but I still just felt a bit like, oh, I don't want to do my training. My cardio routine though, I was doing 4 to 6 miles a day to uni, and then on my rest day I was doing a 3 to 4 mile run like I was doing whilst I was bulking up. And with this dieting phase, as I said, I did the reverse recomp diet, and then I went into the more dieting phase where I reduced calories like every 2 to 4 weeks by roughly 100, and then I included refeed days, as you'll see from the videos around that time period, as well as diet breaks. But I mainly did refeed days. I only needed to do like 1 diet break for a few days in order to maintain strength and help to boost and accelerate fat loss because of the activity of the fat burning hormone leptin when you perform refeed days and diet breaks at the right point. That's mainly, as a nutrition coach, what I teach people online about how to implement refeed days around their current lifestyle, and I help them to incorporate it in their fat loss diet so they can get lean and toned and reduce their body fat percentage rather than just losing weight, although losing weight comes as a byproduct of losing fat. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was just to give you some guidance about how I managed to lose roughly 7% body fat, so 15 down to 8% over a period of 6 months, and you can do the same. Obviously I had done 2 to 3 years of training before that, and if you are just starting off your weight training journey, I would recommend that you just focus on getting into the swing of things with your weight training schedule, and then when you get something consistent down with cardio and weight training, that's when you can start reviewing your diet and really getting into the niggly-piggledy bits of constructing your diet plan so you can start losing body fat. Thanks again for watching. Again, there's the weight loss calorie calculator ebook. It's the first link in the YouTube description. Go ahead and click it. All you have to do is just put in your email and then I can send it to you. In the meantime, if you have anything you'd like me to cover video-wise, please let me know, and I'll see you in my video tomorrow.